Hi everyone, Ment Morris here. Welcome to a short lesson on talking about the importance of learning the history and transformation of different licks our favorite modern players use. This little lesson is inspired by my recent course release, A Working Man's Blues, Merle Haggard's Guitarists Throughout the Years. In this course, I take a look at 4 takes on a country blues from players like James Burton to Roy Nichols to Clint Strong, and Clint Strong to Redd Volkaert. I look at the players' different uses of the previous players' takes on the solos that have become so famous and how they've expanded on them and brought in their own influences. One of the things that I have found helpful along my time learning this style of music, and really any style of guitar, is to not just learn the licks of your favorite modern players or even older players, but to go back and find where they stole those licks from and whom they stole them from and the original contexts that those licks and phrases were played in. More often than not, I've found that the context in the modern usage versus the old is not the same. So they've taken the lick and applied it in new ways. And that's really what we're after when we're learning phrases from our favorite players. Not just the lick, because it's pretty easy just to learn a lick and kind of drag and drop, copy and paste the lick into our own playing, but really get into the lick, learn it in and out, the nuts and bolts, and be able to apply it not just in the original context, but also into new contexts. So if you're interested in learning more about that and really seeing how that works practically over 4 solos, please consider purchasing my new course. The link will be in the description below. To demonstrate that here for a few minutes, I'd like to just share with you the opening of Working Man Blues from a player like James Burton to Roy Nichols, how they've played it, and then show you what Redd Volkaert's done with that opening lick, bringing in some other influences. So whenever you hear the opening lick for Working Man Blues solo, it sounds something like this. We'll go. That's the opening lick, kind of in its most simple form. We're really just playing a lot of A major pentatonics with some blues bends, and then we have that double stop bend emulating kind of a steel or pedal steel guitar. Redd Volkaert takes that, he takes the melody of that lick and brings it down to the A chord G shape position right here and does a harmony. He plays it like this. Now, there are a lot of ingredients going on here, but the most basic thing is, can you play the melody that we played up here in this area? So you might do something like this. And just kind of embellish what's going on in those higher strings and frets. Now you can hear Roy Nichols do something along this line, even an octave lower in an instrumental take on Working Man Blues. So we can see how this is coming across the generations here, across different players. Now, you've learned some double stops. Redd played and plays a lot of just double stop lines. He learned a lot of that from backing singers, and you need a velvety, nice, smooth sound that's not distracting, that's not necessarily aggressive chicken picking. So you take second and third string double stops. And when you're in A, you have some double stops right here. You've got A and C sharp, B and D, C sharp and E, and you can connect those chromatically. You also have some double stops here and here. So if you just take that and then take the melody that we just did so on, why don't you harmonize it? Well, you already have expanded the original recording solo, and you're building off of it. Now, what you need to do next, flip your pickups selector back to the back pickups, have more of a bite and more of a twang, so you can cut across. This is more of an aggressive song. So you bring that into it, and then you get the more aggressive sound. And so on and so forth. Now, I know Redd is a huge Albert Lee fan, and I'm sure many of you are as well. So Albert Lee has a great lick where he'll play something along the lines like this. Where we're just taking that A and C sharp, double stop, using our second and third finger, the middle and ring, and then playing G and E. We have the flat 7, getting that more of a country blues sound, and the 5th, and we're just playing together, palm mute, palm mute, palm mute, back, and then you can change up the rhythm. Now you take that aggressive sound from Albert Lee, mixed in with all of your double stop ideas that you've learned along the way that are nice and velvety and smooth. You flip this pickup selector back to the bridge pickup, you harmonize the melody, and you have a whole new take on the working man blues solo. And you get what Redd does in his solo. You have That's how you take a lick and put it through its paces. You learn the original, you've embellished a little with some harmonies, you've pulled from some other players, and you shake it all up and you have a new idea. So this is how I've approached learning licks. Where have my favorite modern players learned these licks? What have they done with them? If I go back to the original licks, do I hear other players using them? And something just kind of a general principle I have, if you keep hearing the same lick in a genre, it's a standard part of the vocabulary, so learn it. If you hear other players playing the same lick, learn that lick, even if you don't necessarily like that player, but see where they use it, because they might use it in different places than where you're familiar with. So, once again, if you're interested in learning more like this, check out the new course, or if you would like to set up a private lesson to get more into this idea of learning, please send me an email. You can reach me out at my contacts page. The link will be in the description below, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.